really talked about this much, but like this past year, I went viral a few times, and being able to piggyback that to actually get some of these people to take me seriously, because that was the whole thing, is like I'm a nobody. And now all of a sudden these people are returning my messages because I'm the sign guy, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
For
dude,
context for everyone,
Yeah.
if everyone's familiar, there originally what a lot of people hear the sign guy, they think of that guy in New York City
yeah,
who
who's
ended.
killing it way more than me.
Yeah, so
But
New York City, he stands there, all the people are walking by, and he holds up a white sign that is just essentially a PSA, like a one-sentence PSA. And then you did it on your, I believe that's your deck, your deck on the back of your house?
in just
one of
my
your red-
yard, in
Okay.
the yard. Yeah,
Okay,
back-
one of the yards,
yeah.
and you're holding up a cardboard sign,
Yeah.
black Sharpie on there. And one of the ones that really sticks out to me, it said, "Just because we disagree doesn't mean we can't be
Yeah,
friends."
and that's an homage to Ricky Gervais, because he was the original one who said that. But like the
Which, by the way, Ricky
oh
Gervais.
wait, sorry, no, we can disagree and still be friends. That's the original one I did.
Got it.
That was all me, actually.
Okay.
Never mind, Ricky. Fuck you.
Who Ricky, by the way, is a hilarious British stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
all of you
yeah.
guys who don't know.
Well, Ricky's was just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right.
Got it.
That was his, which was brilliant, and I couldn't think of any way to paraphrase that better. So I just fucking stole his shit and gave him credit. But the first one happened. I wasn't trying to do anything with it. I wasn't trying to go viral. I wasn't trying to.
Did the sign guy inspire you?
No, I didn't. I saw his stuff after I did mine. People started sending me his shit. So this is what happened. It was early days of COVID. I'm already coaching at that point, charging people for my coaching. And I released I was releasing training videos on my Instagram in the office gym in Lake Wiley, where there's no mask requirements because South Carolina never had mandates.
And people flipped on you for not wearing a mask.
I started getting messages. Why are you not wearing a mask in this workout video? Why are you not wearing a mask? Blah, blah, blah. So I said, all right, instead of responding to each of these people individually, I'm going to take my time, craft a video talking about specific studies that cite the efficacy of cloth masks in the context of a gym setting. You know, there's several out of Indonesia, South Korea. I did my fucking research. So I put together this video talking about actually wearing a cloth mask can be a liability in a lot of settings, the gym being one of them, because fucking Tommy's adjusting it. Now he's touching the equipment. And if he's a carrier of the virus, that mask is just a virus-soaked sponge. He's touching it. He's touching the equipment. It's a fucking mess. I was like, so I choose to socially distance and wash my hands and be very responsible and shoot these videos without a mask. Not to mention the CDC had already released a statement saying, like, if the mask gives you respiratory issues, there's no reason you should wear it while you work out, yada, yada, yada. And Fauci said you don't need a mask. There was a bunch of shit, all right? So I put this video, I don't even think twice about it. And I was just like, I thought I was doing a good thing because people are asking me. And so I took my time. I spent like an evening researching to do this, right? To put this out for people. The backlash was ridiculous. You know, you're a piece of shit. Like, I can't believe you're not wearing a mask. You're killing grandma. Like, all this stuff. I lost clients, paying clients who like blocked me, told me I was a piece of shit, and they can't believe that I'm not wearing a mask and that I'm justifying it using science. All this stuff, dude. And I'm blown away. Like, I know, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, I read a lot. I know cancel culture is a thing, but I had never experienced it. And I got fucking canceled, like, by a lot of people. It was ridiculous overnight. And so I'm just like, fuck, man. And I keep thinking to myself, like, just because you guys disagree with me doesn't mean we can't, like, still be cool. And so that was the birth of that sign. And I originally just put it on my Facebook. I was like, just because we disagree, or we can disagree and still be friends. That was the original one. And I just was wearing what I always wear, which is like jorts and a t-shirt and some fucking Adidas slides. Like, I looked ridiculous because it was just an afterthought. And I put it up hoping that some of those clients would see it. A day later, it's been shared 1,000 times. Wow, that's crazy. I've never had anything get shared 1,000 times on Facebook. A day later, it's been shared 100,000 times. I'm like, what the fuck? A few days later, it's been shared like 1 million times. Like, it went completely viral. People are sending me like, hey, my friend in fucking Australia posted your shit. Like, people are sending me these Reddit threads. There's like Reddit threads about it and all this stuff, and like huge debates about whether you can disagree and still be friends, and like all crazy shit. People calling me all kinds of names too. Like, that happened for sure, which is interesting because it's an innocuous message, right? It's like, yeah, we can disagree and still be friends. Like, I don't care if you like pineapple on your pizza, bro. Like, you're still my friend. But of course, people go to the extreme. They're like, not if you're a racist and you want to kill fucking black people. It's like, well, no shit, asshole. I'm not talking about that. But anyway, that exploded. And so I was like, all right, well, I guess, if I ever have a statement to make, I'll just put it on a fucking sign and hold it up. And so I started doing that. And it just, every single time I did that, it it did well. Then I became kind of known for it. And then you kind of like get to where you're like, I walked into a coffee shop in Indian Land. There's 3 girls in their 20s behind the counter, and they're all like, you're the fucking guy. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I wasn't trying to be that, but it just happened. So then I was like, all right. And of course, there's like big accounts that share your shit and tag you in it. And so you start getting all these followers.
Was it Big Boy?
Big Boy shared one of them. Yeah, from Outkast.
I
was like,
that.
Dude, I made it. Fuck, Big Boy?
I saw that. I was like, no fucking way.
It was wild.
I was like, is that a real? I'm like, God, Dave?
Dude.
But let me ask you this, because everyone listening to this, I want to put a definition, not a definition, I want to put an analogy to this. Going viral, in my opinion, in social media, and I wanted you to weigh in on this, it's like when you were in college and you hit that winning beer pong cup. And everyone in the room that saw it went nuts, and you and your teammate fucking broed it out, and you're like, I am fucking the Michael Jordan of beer pong. And then, nothing
then
really, nothing ever really, nothing happened. Like ESPN didn't put it on a top 10.
Right.
Like nothing happened. Yeah. And that's the thing, like going viral, you create an awareness, but like people hear like Big Boy, oh, did you catch 25,000 new followers? And you're like, no. Like, did you get a deal with Gatorade? And I was like, no. Like, going viral in this concept, because there's firms that get paid to make viral videos. Yeah. I mean, especially when you look at the world, especially after like the world of the Dollar Shave Club video and the funny infomercial these days. The Harmon brothers do a great job at that, and some other firms. And I'm curious now, how do you view the concept of, first off, what is the definition of virality? And how do you determine that in like the wake of making content? Is that something you strive for, or is it something that's like, if it happens, great? Or is it actually like, the amount of annoying, like, is it worth, like, talk to me about how you view virality.
Yeah. So to anyone listening who thinks that going viral is the ticket to their success, I'm telling you it's not. And that's what you were hinting at, right? Like, it's a cool thing that happens, but then it just sort of happens, and then what, right? Because we have such a short attention span as a society. If you're not prepared to capitalize on it, and I had no clue. So it's like hitting the beer pong shot, but also not even knowing that you're shooting the ball, right? Like, there's no expectation. So you're like, holy fuck, what is happening?
Well, everyone puts something on social with the expectation of this will appease my audience.
Sure.
Right? Like,
but you don't think your audience is going to be millions of people.
Correct.
And that's what, it's weird because it's this feeling of like it's a picture of me, for God's sakes, with a sign that I wrote, with a message that I came up with, but it very quickly no longer is mine, right? Like, because when it goes viral, everybody's using it. They're fucking photoshopping it, putting different messages on the signs. They're doing all kind, like, it's no longer yours, man. You're out in the cultural milieu, and it's not your picture anymore, dog. It's a meme. It's a weird feeling, right? Like, so, and I'm, of course, because I didn't expect it to go viral, I didn't watermark it or anything. So, like, I didn't capitalize on that the first one was huge. I mean, like, millions of shares, like, it went all over the place. It got shared by all these huge accounts, but nobody knew who the fuck the Mohawk guy with jorts on was, because I didn't watermark it. I didn't, and a lot of times people don't just share your post. They like screenshot it or save the picture and then reshare it, So it was a cool experience, but I would say to anyone who's thinking that, oh, the ticket is just to go viral, like, no, that's it was, yeah, I gained followers and all that stuff. And each signpost that I've posted afterward has done well. But nothing like the first one.
Could we say the definition then of virality would be an above average engagement of your content that now creates cultural commentary? Like, if we were to give a definition of virality.
It's a subjective thing. Like, what is virality? I mean, I'm pretty sure that once definitely once you get to like millions of shares, that's probably gone viral. But like, there's a lot of gray area. I mean, the true definition of virality, wearing my science hat, is exponential growth, right? Like, so you're at 10, now you're at 100, now you're at 1,000, now you're at 10,000, now you're at, and it just keeps going like that. Well, that's viral growth by definition. These days, I don't know. I don't know what the threshold is. Like, is it, because if you're The Rock and you post something, it's going to get shared a few million times anyway, right? So that didn't go viral. It's just...
That's par for the course.
That's par for the course. But if you're me and something gets shared a few million times, for sure that went viral, right? And then it becomes a meme and all this weird shit, and it's popping up still. Like, people will send it to me like, hey, did you know that? I'm like, yeah, I know that's me. And people recognize you, and it's weird. But, like, I don't know. I guess that's a good definition, like something that experiences above average growth and then becomes, to an extent, some part of the culture. Because I think that second part is important, because like the cranberry juice guy.
Yeah, on the skateboard, Dogface.
The skateboard, yeah, Dogface. Like, I follow him now. Like, I'm interested in what he's doing now. And that was true virality. It became a part of the culture. Like Cash Me Outside Girl became a part of the culture. In that regard, I mean, I don't think I definitely didn't become a part of the culture like that, but I experienced viral growth for a while, which was pretty interesting and overwhelming.